council meeting before? Good evening, everyone. I'm going to call to order the Plan Commission regular meeting for January 6th. At this time, if we can stand for the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Craig, if we can get roll call, please.
Mr. Burleson?
Here.
Ms. Cardona, I think, is not with us this evening. I think she indicated that she was not be able to join us. Ms. Little? You're muted, Ms. Little. She might be having technical difficulties, it looks like.
Okay.
Sorry, if you just called me, I'm here.
Okay. Mr. Vlasic?
Here.
Ms. Woland?
Here.
Mr. Gill?
Here.
And Mr. Kennedy?
Here.
Craig Phillips, Town Manager, is present. Ken Kraus?
Here.
I believe Adam Decker is not available this evening. And Mr. Panzik.
Here.
So you do have 6 members present, which does constitute a quorum.
Great. Mr. Vlasic, welcome to the board.
Thank you.
Not to put you on the hot seat, do you want to give a little brief bio about yourself?
Yeah, sure. I've been in here in St. John for about 7 years. Have a wife, 2 kids, 10 and 7. I'm an electrician, and I do part-time electrical inspections for the town.
Great. Well, welcome aboard.
Thank you.
Next on the agenda is we have minutes. Unfortunately, we have not yet received minutes, so at this time, I'll look for deferral of regular study and special sessions until hopefully our next meeting, we can start catching up on these.
I make a motion that we defer the approval of the regular meeting minutes, study session minutes, and special session minutes to the next meeting.
I got a motion to defer by John. Do I have a second?
Second.
I got
I'll
a s-
second that.
Let me give it to Nancy.
That's fine.
Was that Nancy?
Oh,
Yes, it was.
Okay, Nancy has a second. Any comments or questions from the board, discussion? Craig, I'll just ask, do we know what the status of meetings are, just for the board's understanding?
well, obviously, the ones that are here are not completed. We are working very hard on interviewing candidates for recording secretary, so, you know, hopefully, fingers crossed, we'll have an improvement on this soon.
So the appointment of recording secretary at our next election of officers, how do we handle that?
We don't have one currently, so I suppose,
Should we just defer that position until the next meeting? Can we defer it?
I would recommend appointing Margaret in
I
the
guess,
interim, because I
appointing
believe you
Margaret as
have
the
to make an
interim.
appointment.
Okay.
yeah, as the interim.
Okay,
It's a first month duty, I'm pretty sure, so it'd be safe to just appoint Margaret in the interim, and
okay. Thank you, Paul. I apologize, or Councilman. All right, so I got a motion and a second. Any further discussion? If not, roll call.
Mr. Burleson?
Yes.
Ms. Little?
Yes.
Mr. Vlasic?
Yes.
Ms. Woland?
Yes.
Mr. Gill?
Yes.
And Mr. Kennedy?
Yes, motion carries to defer. Next on the agenda is election of officers. As a president, I won't have the gavel, but if there's any, I'll just to make things simple, if there's anyone that wants to be president or a motion for a president, the board will hear it.
I'd like to make a motion for John Kennedy to be president of the Plan Commission.
There is a motion. Is there a second?
I second that.
Is that Nancy?
Yes, sir.
I'm sorry, Nancy. Second. We got a second discussion. I want to thank the board for this opportunity. Just for your understanding, this will be my last term. Not that I don't appreciate it. I've been on the board now for 10 years. When my 4 years is up, I'll do it this year, but then I'll look for a transition next year for someone to take over the leadership. So I could start making my way out the door so new blood could come in and when my term is over. So, with that, I will take roll call.
Mr. Burleson,
Yes.
Ms. Little,
Yes.
Mr. Vlasic,
Yes.
Ms. Woland,
Yes.
Mr. Gill,
Yes.
and Mr. Kennedy.
Yes. All right, gavel's back in my hands. Now with that, I'll accept a motion for vice president. Is there anyone that wants, or make a motion for vice president?
I'll make a motion that we nominate Bob Burleson as vice president.
I have a motion for Bob. Is there a second?
I'll second that as well.
I got a second by Nancy. Any discussion? I want to let you know Bob's been a great second. He's filled in very good and does a very good job, so that's a very good selection, John.
Mr. Kennedy. For your kind words.
Yes, absolutely. With that, I'll take roll call.
Mr. Burleson,
Yes.
Ms. Little,
Yes.
Mr. Vlasic,
Yes.
Ms. Woland,
Yes.
Mr. Gill,
Yes.
and Mr. Kennedy.
Yes. Motion carries. Congratulations, Bob.
Yeah, thank you.
Next on the agenda for officers is Executive Secretary. I believe that is Nancy currently, if there's a motion or suggestion.
Just some clarification. I thought Margaret.
No, she is Recording Secretary. You're Executive Secretary. So Executive Secretary, you have the pleasure of with signing documents with me.
It is, I believe it's Donna Little.
Yeah, I believe it's Donna.
Is it Donna Little?
Yes.
I
Yes.
It's not me.
apologize, Donna. And Nancy, I apologize. It's
I
currently
couldn't say
Donna. I thought it was
anything.
Nancy. Okay, I apologize. See how good I'm doing already
I'm
in
on
my
the-
first time, second term? So currently it's Donna. So if there's a recommendation for Executive Secretary.
I make a motion to have Donna Little as Executive Secretary.
Thank you, Nancy, for getting me out of that tight spot. So we got a motion. Do I have a second?
I'll second that.
Yeah, that's right. Donna was, so they could have her on premise to sign it.
yes,
That's
right,
right. Okay. So we got a motion and a second. Is there any discussion? If not, we'll make a roll call, please.
Mr. Burleson,
Yes.
Ms. Little,
Yes.
Mr. Vlasic,
Yes.
Ms. Woland,
Yes.
Mr. Gill,
Yes.
and Mr. Kennedy.
Yes, and Donna has done a great job as well. Next on the agenda is appointment of recording secretary. You heard the recommendation from Councilman Panzik. Margaret has been our recording secretary. With that, I'll entertain a motion.
What's her last name?
Abernathy.
Abernathy.
How do you say it?
Abernathy.
Abernathy. Want to make a motion for Margaret Abernathy for recording secretary?
I have a motion. Is there a second?
I'll second that.
That was Nancy. I have a second. Discussion? No discussion. Hearing no discussion. Roll call?
Mr. Burleson,
Yes.
Ms. Little,
Yes.
Mr. Vlasic,
Yes.
Ms. Woland,
Yes.
Mr. Gill,
Yes.
Mr. Kennedy.
Yes, motion carries. Next is our appointment to of a Plan Commission member to the BZA, which is currently Nancy. I think-
Correct.
So, any recommendations on that motion?
What's her last name?
Woland.
Wolin. Nancy Wolin?
Wolin?
Yeah.
Woland.
Like to make a motion for Nancy Wolin to be the Plan Commission member of the BZA?
I have a motion for Nancy to be Plan Commission member from the BZA,
I'll second that.
and I got a second by John. Any discussion? Nancy has 1 year under her belt, so we look forward for great things from her this year, so good recommendation. Roll call, please.
Mr. Burleson,
Yes.
Ms. Little,
Yes.
Mr. Vlasic,
Yes.
Ms. Woland,
Yes.
Mr. Gill,
Yes.
and Mr. Kennedy.
Yes, appointment carries. So congratulations, everyone, for your appointments. Next on the agenda is public hearings, having none. We'll go down to old and new business, having none. I'll skip down to number 8, public hearing announcements. This is just an announcement that at our next meeting in February
Third.
3rd, thank you, Craig, February 3rd, we will have a public hearing on primary and secondary plat approval of a re-subdivision of lot 1406A and 1425A and Gate to St. John subdivision, Unit 16. Craig, will you just make sure they're here for our study session so we can
Yes,
go through
I've
any
already
questions?
discussed that with them and plan to add them to the agenda.
Okay, I appreciate that. With that, I'll open it up to public comment, if there's any public comment. Any comments from the board? Craig, Paul, Councilman, any comments?
I just want to, Mr. Chairman, I'd want to thank all the Plan Commission members for serving last year. I know it was a tough year. Appreciate you staying on, serving another year. Donna, Nancy, Yolanda's not out there, John Gill, yourself, being chairman again, I appreciate it. Bob, and welcome, Jason. So definitely appreciate your duty here. It's not always going to be easy, but I always found it rewarding, trying to form your town, put it in a better direction. So certainly appreciate it. Thank you.
Great. With that, make a motion to adjourn? Motion? All right.